Hi, my name is Leigh Clopton, and I want to share my Plexus journey with you. It actually started in October of 2013. I was getting ready for my 25th class reunion, and Jennifer Wright had mentioned just in casual conversation that she was a Plexus ambassador. So my friend Piper and I were standing there talking, and so we decided that we would split a package of the Plexus Slim drink and the accelerator. We would buy it retail and we would split it, in half because I really honestly didn't think it was working. Was going to work, and I had 2 weeks to lose 10 pounds because I had waited to the last minute to lose the weight that I thought I needed to lose for this class reunion. So I start drinking this pink drink and taking my accelerator, and within 3 days, I started noticing, I had energy. It wasn't the jittery kind of energy. It was just the energy that when I would come home, I would just sweep the floor as opposed to sitting down, or I would, fold a load of clothes instead of putting it off. And I would just be going until it was time to make myself go to bed. I had to truly go, it's 11 o'clock, you've got to go to bed. So I would lay down in bed and, just close my eyes, do my, ritual, run through Facebook real quick, and slept all night. Like, no getting up to use the restroom, no tossing and turning. I never thought I was a bad sleeper, but it wasn't until I started Plexus that I realized what good sleep really is. And so I just started noticing these things. And then I teach school, and I have a little pink bucket of snacks uh, under my desk, and I noticed that I just was forgetting to snack. I never forget to snack. I love snacking. I love to eat. And so these are things I started noticing. I started craving water. I stopped, wanting my Coke Zero. I would have 3 or 4 Coke Zeros a day minimum. I always had a bottle of water on my desk, a full bottle. I never finished it. I would try to drink it throughout the week. I hated water. And so all of these things started changing. The only thing I had changed was taking my pink drink and accelerator. So what do? I'm the type person that I'm going to share if there's a new restaurant or a new mascara, and I'm telling all my friends about it. And my friends are like, well, wait a second, I want some of that. And so that's when I thought, well, should I send them to Jennifer Wright, or should maybe I sign up just to maybe get my products at a discount, because clearly I need these in my life, and maybe I could get my products paid for. So a month later, November 14th, 2013, I signed up to be a Plexus ambassador. My very first paycheck was $300, and that more than covered my products. And I had some cash available for Christmas shopping. My next check was $800, and I was floored. That's when I realized, oh my goodness, I might have something here. This could be a business for me. And the checks just kept coming. The testimonies from my customers kept coming. And backing up to November, when I signed up, I didn't really tell my husband that I had done this. I mean, he had seen me, try everything. I'm a Weight Watchers Lifetime member, so he didn't really question that I was trying it. What he questioned was in March of 2014 that I was still doing this and why. Now, he knew I was an ambassador, but he had never asked me how much I was making. You see, we have separate checking accounts, and we have for 23 years because that's what makes our marriage work. So he never really saw my checks going in the bank, and I never really told him. I just kind of had my happy cash and still played broke so he could buy all the groceries and things. So in March, he asked me, because I think I'd promoted to senior gold at that, or no, gold. I went to gold in March. He said, how much are you making? And I mean, y'all, I didn't want to tell him because I had this horrible secret. And I told him, I said, look, I will tell you how much I'm making, and then I'm going to tell you something else, and you can't say anything. And so he agreed. He didn't know what it was. But I told him what I was making, and his mouth dropped open. And then right after that, I said, but I have credit card debt. Okay? So fast forward to a few years before, maybe 3 or 4 years before, when the housing market crashed. My husband is a residential home appraiser, and he just was out of business, and it was awful. And there were times where, pre-approved credit cards were coming in the mail, and y'all, I'm signing them. I'm getting credit cards to buy groceries. And I didn't mean to get in credit card debt, but I did. And I couldn't tell him because he would have said no. But I still wanted to be able to do things for my kiddos, and I still wanted to be able to buy the expensive healthy foods, that I had always been able to do. I just didn't want my lifestyle to suffer, or our lifestyle, not just mine. Um, and so I just did it out of desperation. And I had not told him. I mean, I would in the summertime when credit cards would, renew and they would send me, I made sure I checked the mail. I always had everything paperless. So with separate checking accounts, you can live that lie. And it was hard for me to sleep at night, knowing that, I had this debt that he didn't even know about. So I told him. We worked out a plan then and there, and I'm telling you that Plexus has helped my marriage because of that. I don't. That is the only secret that I had, and since then, I mean, we have been able to, buy a Ranger that my boys love, like a four-wheeler with the, sound system and everything. My boys are big hunters, so a duck lease. Probably the most amazing thing is that when I started Plexus, my son had just started college, and I had taken out an $8,000 student loan for one semester, and I have not had to take out any more loans at all for college. So we just have the one. I've also not used my credit cards, and I've paid off credit cards. I've been able to, take my boys on vacations, and more than one in a year. It's just been amazing to just have that financial freedom, so that when the doctor says, well, two MRIs, that's going to be $1,100, bam, wrote a check for it. I've just never been able to live that way. And for me, Plexus is about freedom. It is a freedom of just, feeling lethargic, freedom of, waking up in the night, freedom of food controlling you, freedom of, knowing that I shouldn't be drinking that Coke Zero, but I am addicted, completely addicted, and freedom just from the financial stress. I cannot explain to you what Plexus has done for me. I have also just made so many friends, and I have helped so many people along the way. I have customers with amazing tear-jerking testimonies, and I have ambassadors the same way. I'm going on trips with Plexus and meeting new friends all the time and just establishing relationships. So my journey is nowhere close to being finished, but I am so glad that I began it about 18 months ago. So that's my journey, and I would encourage any of you that are thinking about it just to take the leap. Pay the $34.95. What a small investment for what a huge return it could be.